beautiful prayer. Namaskar to everybody. We are on our journey to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Third chapter is an important chapter, wherein Krishna told an interesting thing. We are to be doing work till we die. So how we are to do the work? He has to explain. Arjuna, in the beginning of this chapter, asked a question. If you consider knowledge way is the ultimate, why are you forcing me to do such a horrible job of killing people? As an answer to that, Krishna has been saying, and also he requested, tell me that one which is good for me at least. As per his request, Krishna has been answering. And yesterday, I think we came up to 6th shloka, if I am right. Okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Karmendriyani samyamya yasya aste manasa smara indriyarthan moodatma mithyachara samuchate. That word mithyachara means a hypocrite. Think about the worldly thing, pretend as if you are a spiritual. This is not the spirituality which Krishna expects us in any of the human being. What does Krishna say? Should we renounce the world? He says, live in the world, understand it, go beyond it. So instantly we cannot say that I am going to take sannyasa having all desires inside. Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasasmanam. If a man controls his senses, thinking about the sense object in his own mind is called a mithyachari, he said in the 6th shloka. What ought we to do? Yes, Indriyani manasa niyamyara pratyarjuna karma indriya karma yogam sakta savishishyate. Look here, the beauty of Gita is here. Instead of that, he says, you control all your senses with your mind. You can do all activities of your life, perform every activity of your life as a karma yogi. That is a special state. That's a special thing. Whereas Arjuna, the one who controlling sense organs and the mind, remaining unattached, takes to the yoga of action. And that man, action performed with yoga, that is offering, with the organs of action, is a superior man. Unattached, Arjuna has to fight the war. Unattached, we have to live. Doesn't mean we need not do anything. We have to be doing all the things that we need to do, but do it with unattachment. Without attachment, try to live. That's the beauty. You know, this is a temporary arrangement, the husband, wife, family, and everything. It may last, it may not last for a long time. But live as if you are doing everything here, still knowing that this is not the permanent one. That is, do all your responsibility, still be relaxed. That is the advice given by Krishna to Arjuna. Yes, Indriyani manasa niyamyadavachetana. A man who controls all his senses with mind and lives around here, karmendri karma yoga anmasaktaha. Detachedly he does all his actions is a special vishishyate is called. He is a special man. He knows what is the truth. I think we can decide. Yes, Twindriyani manasa.
Yes, Twindriyani manasa.
Niyamyarabate Arjuna.
Niyamyarabate Arjuna.
Karmendriyaihi karma yogam.
Karmendriyaihi karma yogam.
Asaktasya vishishyate.
Asaktasya vishishyate.
Yes, Twindriyani manasa.
Yes, Twindriyani manasa.
Niyamyarabate Arjuna.
Niyamyarabate Arjuna.
Karmendriyaihi karma yogam.
Karmendriyaihi karma yogam.
Asaktasya vishishyate.
असक्तः स विशिष्यते.
And then niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hekarma. Action is better than inaction. First line, niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hekarma. Hekarma means not doing anything. Doing things in being a yogi is better than not doing anything at all. Niyatam kuru karmatvam, do all actions according to the law, better than inaction. Sharira yatra piche chate na prasiddhe karma. Again, he repeats the whole thing he said. Sharira yatra means maintenance of this life. Even maintaining of this life is not possible without your doing work. Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhe karmana. If you go for inaction, even you cannot maintain your body. One ought to work as long as one is alive. When there is breath in each one of us. So there is no way of running away from the world. So he says, niyatam kuru. You do the legal action to be done by each man and every man. Karma jyayo hai karmana. Doing karma is better than not doing anything. First line, Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhira karmana. Second line is wonderful. Your Sharira yatra will not be complete if you do not do action. If you want to maintain yourself, you have to do everything that you should do as a man. Say, for example, I don't take bath, I am a yogi. No, it's not possible. Take bath, have food, have sleep, do every action. In its own way, he is saying, niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hai karmana. Do all actions that ought to be done. Inaction is better than action. Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhira karmana. Your Sharira yatra will not be complete if you do not do any action. This, of course, we can see this. Unless a man works, he cannot survive. Even a saint who is sitting there, if he can sit 24/7 meditating, there will be hundreds of people to look after him. One is there to give him food, one is there to bring him money, and all these things are to be done. Therefore, he says, your Sharira Yatra will not be proper if you do not do action. Sharira Yatra pichate na prasiddheta karmana. If you go to inaction, your maintenance of the body is also not possible. Therefore, it is very essential, each one ought to do his karma. It changes from person to person, age to age, and so on. Childhood it's different, youthhood it's different, as a man and woman it's different, in old age it is again different. So it changes from time to time. But go on doing them without attachment is the advice given by Krishna to Arjuna. Not only to Arjuna, we are also sitting listening to Krishna. Therefore, it is to us also the advice is, I think we can decide. Underline that shloka, that's important. Niyatam kuru karmatvam
नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वं
karmajyayo hai karmanaha
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः
sharira yatra pichate
शरीरयात्रापि चते
na prasiddheda karmanaha.
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः
Niyatam kuru karmatvam
नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वं
karmajyayo hai karmanaha
कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः
sharira yatra pichate
शरीरयात्रापि च ते
na prasiddheda karmana.
न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः.
For the first time, Krishna says a great thing in this ninth shloka. Yajna artat karmanonmitra. Yajna, when I say that word, I think all the 77 sitting here think that there is something to offer in the fire. That is what we consider yajna generally. But Krishna, yajna means all that good work that you do is called yajna. The Bhagavad Gita lessons going on in your houses is nothing but yajna. He says at the end, I will draw your attention. Yajna means doing something and offering at the feet of God. Even in the yajna where we have fire and we offer something to the God, it will be poured in the fire to be given to the gods. That's what we generally consider yajna. But for Krishna, all good work that you do is yajna. All good work that you do and offer at the feet of God and be relaxed is yajna. Yajnartat karmanonyatra. Do all your activities as an yajna. Otherwise, lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Otherwise, this world bounds you by karma. You will incur papa. Lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Therefore, Arjuna, tadartham means therefore, Arjuna, kaunteya is Arjuna, mukta sangas samachara. Without attachment, do your actions. That is yajna. Do your action, offer it the feet of God, or offer it your God of your desire, Krishna Arpanastu. So saying, that is yajna. The very sentence will make you relax. I was telling about this in a class in Shumoga. She was a housewife listening. I have a small attendance of observing people whether they are there or whether they are not there in the class. One day the lady was not there in the class. The next day I asked, why were you absent yesterday? She began to laugh. I was really surprised. Why are you not in the class? Is it a big joke to laugh like that? Unstoppable. She could control her laughter after 1 or 2 minutes. Then he said, sir, I did as you said. Your class was at 5. I fed my children when they came home. And I fed my husband when he came back from the office. I also took my food and I offered everything at the feet of God. And then I went to sleep. Your class was at 5. I got up at 5:30. That relaxed I was. It's really relaxing it is. If you do it as yajna, whatever comes out of yajna, you have to accept. Krishna tells many times, Sukha dukkhe samay krutva. Life is great. I gave the example of Ramayana, Mahabharata. It's not ultimately the Sukha Dukkha that counted. They had both. Krishna had it, Rama had it, Pandavas had it, everybody has it. Go through that. How are we to go to Yajnartat Kamunonitra? As an yajna, you do all your activities. Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. If you don't do this, you are bound by your karma. It is karma bandhana for you. Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Arjuna, therefore do the work. Mukta sangha samachara. Mukta sangha means detached you do all your activities. Everybody has a different activity in the position in which he is there. My life is every day is different from yours and everybody's is different. So whatever we are expected to do legally ought to be done without attachment. That is yajna, and offer it at the feet of God. That first time he says yajnata karmanonyatra. That's a great expression. Do all your karma as yajna. Otherwise, the world is karma bandhana, causes you bondage. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Therefore, Do your work, Arjuna. Mukta Sangha Samachara. With all detachment, you do your work and offer it at the feet of God. That's the yajna. I think you have underlined the yajna Tatpurna for the first time. He says, all the activities that we do for the good of family, society, the world at large is a yajna for Krishna. You will see that later. Remember, Arjuna making a war, fighting a war is nothing short of yajna, because he is doing it for the sake of establishing of dharma. That's definitely yajna. And he must not grieve for killing so many people, because he would offer it at the feet of God. For dharma he did it, and responsibility is given to the God. Yajna arthat karunonyatra lokoyan karunta. Wonderful shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Yajna arthat karunonyatra. For yajna, do all your activities. Lokoyam, anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you can't do so, this loka is having a lot of karma bandhana. Bandhana means bondage. Tadarthan karma kauntaya, Arjuna, therefore do activity without attachment. Mukta Sangha Samachara. Every word is reflectable in Bhagavad Gita. Let us recite. Yajnartat karmanonyatra
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र
लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः
लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र
लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः
लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर.
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर.
Asking Arjuna to do every work as an yajna, and he continues Saha yajna prajashushta purovacha prajapati. And we have a concept. Brahma created this world, Vishnu helps to maintain, Shiva is the destroyer. The three activities of a man's life: Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Srishtikarta is Brahma, that is Prajapati. Prajapati created this world with the yajna. Saha yajna prajasushta purovacha prajapati. When did he create? Long ago he created this world. Not only this world, with yajna he created the world and told, Anena prashavishwadam meshavostishta kamade. He told to the created beings, let it be your kamadenu. Yajna will give you everything you need, everything you want. Yajna is action. Action, that is a good action. Not the action of a demon, but the action of a good human being. Saha yajna, with yajna, God could have created us in a different ways. There would not have been any necessity for us to have food. The food might have been come to us through the wind. Many options he had, but he didn't do like that. He created every living being with some work to be done. Even a plant we plant. A grain of paddy, if you put in good place with water and good soil, it will be doing work till it gives thousands of paddy as a crop. Everything in nature, as long as it is alive, it has to be doing work. Saha yajna prajasushta. With yajna, Prajapati created praja, means people. Purovacha Prajapati. Prajapati told us, Anena prashvishwadam. Let this yajna be helpful to you. Let it be your kamaduk. Where is the kamaduk? Kamaduk is kamadenu. Kamadenu is that which can give you anything you want. Yajna is your kamadenu. That is to say, work is your kamadenu. Even if you pray for 100 years, nothing will happen. I usually give the example of children. Supposing a boy or a girl wants to become a doctor. If she goes and sits in the temple all day, praying, God, make me a doctor, when will she be a doctor? Probably in the next life. If she wants to be a doctor, yajna for her is to read whatever is necessary for her to read and take the examination. That is yajna. If she doesn't do, only goes on praying, make me a doctor, make me a doctor, if God blesses you, you will complete your life here and you become a doctor in the next life with that orientation of to study. So yajna means doing our work. Saha yajna praja susta. With yajna, praja people are created, and Prajapati told them, you do whatever, you get whatever you want, this will be your kamadenu. Kamaduk is kamadenu, that will give you whatever you want. That is to say, do your karma to get whatever you want. That is what Prajapati told in the beginning of the creation. He did not create a man without work. Even a lion, if it sleeps with its mouth open, being hungry, no animal will come and fall in its mouth. One or two house flies may enter. It ought to go fight, get a deer and eat it. Even a deer cannot do without work. It ought to be going and grazing. Beauty of the creation is like that. Deer are more in number than the lions. Therefore, world feeds them properly. The work is yajna. Arjuna, Yuddha is yajna here. Because it is to establish dharma. So Prajapati created the world with karma. Saha yajna prajasusta. With yajna, people were created, and Prajapati told them, Anena prashvishwaddam. You make your upliftment with this will be your kamadenu. This will be your kamadenu, is this will give you whatever you wanted. Therefore, do your karma to get your desires fulfilled. Lawful desires fulfilled. Any desire to grow, to become doctor, so there is a way to do it. To become an engineer, there is a way to do it. So that way you go, you cannot just pray and get it. With karma, you can get it. Saha yajna prajasusta. With yajna, people were created and told by Prajapati, you can uplift yourself with this kamadenu. Kamadenu is the work which is kamadenu for you. Work and be a better human being. A beautiful shloka once again. Let's repeat. Sahayajna praja suštva.
Sahayajna praja sruštva.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Anena prashavishwadvam.
Anena prasavishvatvam.
Esha vostishta kamado. Esha, Ali, Mesha is there. Ma is over. Esha vostishta kamade.
Esha vostitva.
Kamado. Yeah. Sahayajna praja suštva.
Sahayajna praja sruštva.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Purovacha prajapatihi.
Anena prashavishwadvam.
Anena prashavishwadvam.
Esha vostishta kamado.
Esha vostishta kamadu.
Kamaduk is kamadenu, that which can give you whatever you want. So kamadenu is here karma. If you have a greater desire to have a big house and wealthy being, you have to work more to earn more. That is your Kamadevi. If you have a lesser desire, you can live a life also even equally happy. You don't have many desires, you don't have to work. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuha parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramapsata. Again, this is stated by Prajapati after his creating the universe. He told to men, Devan bhavayatanena, you worship your gods, offer your gods, whatever you do, te deva bhavayantuha, let the devas do you good. There is a relation between me and the cosmic consciousness. I offer whatever I do to God, say Krishna, and he gives me whatever I want in return. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuha. Propitiate the deities with your ajna, deities will propitiate you too. That is, they will also look after you too. And parasparam bhavayantaha. This mutual relation between you and the God, Shreya Paramavapsata. You will be highly successful human. Shreya Parama. Parama Shreyas means highest, you can achieve even the highest goal of life. Shreya Paramavapsata. Highest goal you can achieve by this. So, there's a simple thing. Do everything as an yajna. Doing thing as an yajna is to offer whatever you have done at the feet of God and getting relaxed. God's duty is to give whatever you are due by your yajna. They will also give you. It's a mutual relation between you and the gods. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuha. You offer whatever you have done to God, they will also give you whatever you need. Parasparam bhavayantaha. This mutual bhavana of your offering to God and their looking after you, you will attain Shreya Paramavapsata. You will attain the highest Shreyas, highest position of spiritual being by this. Whether highest or not, I can just say we will be relaxed if we have a concept of God. Simple example is when our parents were there, we were less responsible. We were doing more work, but responsibility rests on the parents. And it's an easy thing for the younger ones to do their duties. When they get older, the same thing will pass on to their children. So that way, you offer whatever you do to God, they will also give you whatever you are due. Devan bhavayatanena, you offer whatever you do to the gods. Te deva bhavayantuha. Those gods will give you whatever you need in return. Parasparam bhavayanta, this mutual bhavana, I offer whatever I do to God and He gives me whatever I want. Shreya Paramavapsata. I even earn the highest goal of life, the moksha, in this way. Doing as an yajna, offering everything that you do as an yajna to the gods. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuha. You do whatever you do, offer it to the God. They will also give you back whatever you deserve out of it. They will also look after you. You look after them, they look after you. You look after the children, they look after you when you are old. You beat them as they are children, they will also try to beat you when we get old. Because they have learned it. I heard the discussion of 3 children. It was three boys were there in a family for parents. They were just talking. What will you become in future? One said, I will become a doctor. But he did not become one because he did not try. That's it. That's different. The other said, I will become something. Then the third one said, I will become a father when I grow up. Then what will you do? I will slap my father as he slaps me now, he said. This is what is going to happen if we have such behavior. So we will get back whatever we do. So look after them well, look after the gods well, they will also look after you. It's a mutual relation between we people and the god. A beautiful suggestion by Krishna to Arjuna. That too, by Prajapati. He said that that is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. I think we can recite. Devan bhavayatanena
देवान् भावयतानेन
te deva bhavayantu vaha
ते देवा भावयन्तु वः
parasparam bhavayantaha
परस्परं भावयन्तः
श्रेयः paramavapsyata.
श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यत
Devan bhavayatanena
देवान् भावयतानेन
te deva bhavayantu vaha
ते देवा भावयन्तु वः
parasparam bhavayantaha
परस्परं भावयन्तः
श्रेयः paramavapsyata.
श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यत
When you offer them, offer the gods whatever you have done, that is your karma, you offer at the feet of God. Ishtan bhoga nivo deva dasyante yajna bhavita. Tair datta anapradayadyo yobhumte stenesva. We have got a feeling that I have earned so much of money, I have been in a good job. That is also given to us by God's grace, we must know. With you, the other boy was sitting, why did he become an idiot and got somewhere else solo in the life? That is, you are graced with such intelligence that he could rise so high in this life. You offer what you have done to him, they will also give you back. Ishtan bhoga nivo deva dasyante yajna bhavita. Without your asking, devatas will give you whatever you need when you offer what you have done. And God has given me so much in this life. If I eat without offering back to God, I am just a thief. That is what Krishna tells. Stena eva sa, underline that. Stena is a thief. If you eat your food without showing gratitude to the people who produced it, you are a thief. You are a thief. Annadata Sukhi Bhava. There is one interesting thing which people say after food. Annadata Sukhi Bhava. We are sitting in a cool place with a fan or AC and so on. The people who produced those products, the things you eat, whether vegetable or rice or wheat or whatever it is, they have toiled in the sun. If you eat without offering this to them, you will be again a thief. Wonderfully. So, Ishtan Bhoga Nivo Deva Dasyante Yajna. When you offer them, they will give you back whatever you desire. Sair Datta Napradayabhyo. Whatever I have is given by God. If I do not offer it back to God and eat it, I am a thief. Stena eva saha. Stena means kala, thief. You are a thief if you eat without offering back to who all gave this to you. That is to say, ultimately the God. God in the form of a farmer, God in the form of a businessman. Everyone is the expression of that cosmic consciousness. You have to give back to the society. That is, you have to give back to the God who has created such a beautiful society. Ishtan Bhoga Nivo Deva Dasyante Yajna. These deities propitiated by you, offered by you, will give you desirable objects. They will definitely give you. You need not doubt. One who enjoys the object given by them without offering them back in return is indeed a thief. So don't become thief. Offer to God before you take food. It is prasada given by God. Breakfast is also a prasada. Lunch is also a prasada, dinner is also a prasada. Somebody has toiled all day in sun and rain for you to get this. So have a gratitude to the God that He has given you so much in this life. And that will make you not a thief. If you eat without offering back, Krishna says, or Brahma said, you are going to be a thief if you do not offer it back to gods who have given that. Ishtan Bhogan Nivo Deva Dasyante Bhavita. The God whom you offer will give you whatever you need. If you do not offer what they have given to you back in return and eat it, then you will be a thief. So Krishna tells Arjuna, don't be a thief, offer it back. We must not forget Arjuna at all as long as we are reading Bhagavad Gita. The yajna that Arjuna has to do here is to fight the war. Remember, that is the advice for, not to get back. Even fighting a war is yajna. The present situation of the country is that we are going for a yajna. Ought to be done for killing our own people. So, give back whatever they have given as yajna. Arjuna, or yajna for Arjuna is to fight back, offer it back to the gods. I have done my level best to save the dharma. Let God take care. And Krishna will give also, he will also give him a good will. That we will see later. You can underline that shloka, that is interesting. Let us recite. Ishtan bhogani vo deva.
Ishtan bhogan hi wo deva.
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha.
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः
Tairdattana pradayebhyo.
तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो
Yo bhunkte stena eva saha.
यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः
Ishtan bhogani vo devaha.
इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः.
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः
तैर्दत्तानप्रदायेभ्यो.
तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो
यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः.
यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः.
Beautiful shloka. Offer back whatever God has given to you, and then it will be good for you. And continued, he says, what is that one when you offer? The food you do, you eat, you are sitting in front of the banana leaf for your food. You say Krishna Arpana, then it becomes Yajnashishta, Prasada it will be. Yajnashishta santo muchyante sarvakilpishayihi. Yajnashishta means whatever remains after offering is Yajnashishta. The Prasada. When we do a Ganapati Homa, you say, Gana Homa when we do, say 108 Modaka Homa we do. We don't just make 108 Modakas. We will make a 200. But 108 we offer to God. The remaining will be Prasada. That we after giving it to God, remaining Prasada we share and eat. So even Yajnashishta is what remains after offering it to God. We sit before the leaf, food is served, and then we say, Krishna Arpana. You offered it to Krishna. In your mind, sincerely, you have given me, I will offer it to you. Then you will begin to eat. Now it is Yajnashishta, that is Prasada. Dosha Mukta, there is no dosha in that. If you don't do that, again, as I said earlier, you are a thief. So, because that food is given to you by God, offer it back to Him. Then it will be prasada. Yajnashishta amruta bhujo yanti pramna sanatan. Sorry. Yajnashishta ashina santo muchyante sarvati. Those who eat the Yajnashishta, I think I have made that term clear. whatever remains after offering it to God is Yagnashishta. That which remains after offering. Muchyante, Santa means great people. Muchyante sarvakil vishay. They will be relieved of all evil, all papa. They will be relieved of all papa. Sarvakil vishay, they will be relieved. Bunjate te tvagam papa, ye pachanti atmakar. Next line is also important, the opposite of what is said in the first line. He who cooks for himself, only for himself, not offering it to God, is eating the sin, papa. He is eating papa, he says. Eat papa. Sin he is eating because he has not offered back to God. So offer it, it will become prasad. I made it, I eat it. If you eat it like that, it is papanna. Will not give you any good. Will not make you any good. Yagnashishtasthina santo muchyante sar. First line, you what line? Those who eat the prasadam, yagnashishta, will be relieved of all their sins. Those who eat what they do, he is eating only sin because they don't offer it to God. Offer it to God, eat it, it becomes prasad. Cook it for yourself and eat it, it is a papa. You never remember the people who tried for that, people who brought it to your house. Nothing you will remember, you will go on eating. That is a papa. That is a sin you are eating. What a sincere feeling Krishna has for us. Nothing you did. You only said Krishna, offered it to God. Then it became prasada. Then you continue eating. Beautiful concept. Then it is doshmukta. It has no evil with it. If you don't do like that, if you only cook for yourself, you are eating papa. Anna of papa, sins. Yagnashishtasthina santo muchyante sarvakil vishay. Those who eat yagnashishta will be relieved of all their papa, sins. Bunjate te tvagam papa. Those who cook for themselves and do not offer it to God and eat it, they only eat sin, papa. First line is great. Second one shows, what if you do not do like that? If you offer it to God and eat it, it is prasada. It will relieve you from all problems. The second one is, it is papa. You will be bound by what you have done. It will be your karma. Whatever we want, it is Krishna leaves us to us, whether to offer it indeed or eat it for ourselves. Yagnashishtasthina santo muchyante sarvakil vishayihi. Hope I am making this point clear. Offer it to God, it becomes prasada. Eat it, it will solve all your kilbisha, papa. Kilbisha, last word of that line. It will relieve you from all your papa. Bunjate te tvagam papa ye pachanti atmakarana. One who cooks for himself, pachanti atmakarana. For himself he cooks and eats, and he is eating sin. Offer it to God and eat it also means offer it to the others if they are there. If you are doing yajna, you cannot keep a man hungry in your house and eat it. Even if you say, Krishna Arpanamastu, it did not reach Krishna because you have kept one man hungry in the house. Or somebody has come to you in your house asking for an alms. If you eat it without giving him, you are eating papana. Who knows, God might have come to your house in that form. Give him and eat. That's the main theme of what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Yagnashishtasthina santo muchyante sarvakil vishay. Those who eat the remaining of yajna after offering to God, whatever remains, those who eat, they will be relieved of all their problems. Kil vishay means all their papas will dissolve. Bunjate te tvagam papa ye pachanti atmakarana. One who cooks for himself, pachanti atmakarana. Pachanti atmakarana cooks for himself. One who cooks for himself He will eat only papanna. Will eat sin only. I think we can recite. Yagnashishta shinas santo
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पापाः
मुञ्जते ते त्वधं पापा
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्
ये पचान्त्यात्मकारणात्
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पापाः
मुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्.
ये पचान्त्यात्मकारणात्.
And Krishna tells us a beautiful prose, how this food came and all the things, how the world is created. Annad bhavanti bhutani. There is an interesting thing. From Anna, Jeevis are created. Supposing there is no food, we would be there here. So Jeevis come because there is Anna. Annad bhavanti bhutani. All livings happen because there is food. Parjanyad Annasambhava. What a beautiful logic. 6,000 years ago this was told. Parjanyad Annasambhava. Parjanya means rain. Anna happens because of rain, that is water. When there is Anna, there are living beings. Anna happens because of rain. Parjanyad Annasambhava. Anna happens, food can be grown because of Parjanya. Yajnat bhavanti Parjanyaha. How does rain happen? Because of yajna, rain happens. The good that you do will create rain for you. What is the good that he is referring to? There are living beings and plants. We think we are separate. Supposing we cut all the plants on earth and finish it off, the greenery, we will also get destroyed very soon. It is mutual. The oxygen we get will be given by the tree that is there in front of your house. And what you leave there will be taken by that one. So, yajna means to save this order. Saving the order of the universe is yajna. Yajna bhavanti parjanya. Rain happens because of yajna, because of saving this nature. Yajna, how does yajna happen? Yajna karma samudbhava. Yajna happens because of your work. Again, we have come back to the work. Annad bhavanti. Even we are now searching if there are any living beings in the other part of the solar system or beyond that. What are we first searching for? They are trying to know whether there is water on Moon, water on Mars, water on the other planets which are there on the other solar systems. We are searching for that. And we know when there is water, there could be Anna. When there is Anna, there could be living beings. Human beings can settle there if there is food there. 6,000 years ago, this was told. Annad bhavanti bhutani. Lives happen because of Anna. And they will grow more. If there is more food, there will be more number of people also. I have had an interesting experience in my village. I am from an agricultural family. We had a small piece of land. We planted cocoa plants, cocoa chocolates, in our 4 acres of garden. And it's a beautiful plant. It begins to yield in 1.5 to 2 years. The cocoa pods you have seen probably. Pods began to come. And as agriculturists, we used to grow paddy also. Paddy to be harvested and cleaned. That is what we call separating the husk from the paddy. That's an activity done in the evening, in the fields. So we used to see big bats. Probably you have seen something like big bats. They don't have wings as birds have, but they have skin starting from here to the thigh. So they can open their wings and fly down. You can find big bats on YouTube. What the way in which they fly is they climb the highest tree and jump from there, open their wings, they slide down till the other tree comes, go to the base of the tree and climb up and go up. We used to see one or two. When cocoa began to give yield, one became two, two became three. Within 1 year, they became tens and hundreds. Annad Bhavanti Bhutani is that. They got food and they raised their number. When there is a food, there will be living beings increasing. Told 6,000 years ago, Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. When there is food, livings grow. Parjanyad Andasambhava. From rain, we can grow food. Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanyaha. From yajna, by doing our duty well, we will have rain. How do they do the yajna? Yajna karma samudbhava. Yajna is nothing but you are doing the work in a particular order, in the feeling of offering it to God. So beautifully, Annad Bhavanti Bhutani, from Annas living beings are created. Parjanyad Anna Sambhavaha. From Parjanya Anna happens, food happens. Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanyaha. From the great activities of saving mutually ourselves and the tree and other things, that will create Parjanya. And this will happen because of karma. And the series will continue in the next also. Let us recite this one. Annad Bhavanti Bhutani.
Annad Bhavanti Bhutani.
Parjanyadanna Sambhavaha.
Parjanyananna Sambhavaha.
Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanya.
Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanya.
Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha.
Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha.
Annad Bhavanti Bhutani.
Annad Bhavanti Bhutani.
Parjanyadanna Sambhavaha.
Parjanyadanna Sambhavaha.
Yajnat Bhavati Parjanyaha.
Yajnat Bhavati Parjanyaha.
Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha.
Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha.
We will